episode 426 of the Rise and Grind podcast. I'm Roderick.
I'm Cari, man. We back in the building.
Yeah, and a nostalgic, reminiscent intro.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, because that little baby Gunna connect feature collab, you're never seeing that again.
Yeah, you know, when I said it, I was just saying it. Obviously, I was feeling it, but I was just saying it. But now that we're here, yeah, it's kind of like, damn, you know, we'll never get that connection, never get the collab ever again.
Yeah, it's because I mean, if you've seen one of these artists, they've actually taken on like a fresh new breath of life. And the other, while I do think is probably the stronger rapper, and not that I don't like him, I love the other one, but they are on a side that will never choose the other rapper's side again.
Yeah, two different paths now at this point of their lives, careers. But I know exactly what you're saying. Even for like a loyalty standpoint, maybe is the better way to explain it. Sides have been chosen, and it's sides to be chosen forever. That's like what you were saying. I don't think there's ever going to be any reconciling between these two, the groups, the family, the labels, all type of things. It's all kind of funky right now.
I do think that's one-sided, though. I do think
at this point, yeah, I think I would agree with you.
Yeah, I think the space that Gunna's in, I think he's in a new space that's open to taking on a lot of new things, and even repairing those kinds of relationships.
Yeah.
Baby is the one that it seems like to me, not even necessarily Gunna. Remove Gunna and just remove himself and think about the lifestyle that person once lived and now lives. Lil Baby wants nothing to do with anybody like that.
Yeah, that's a fact. And even if you wanted to, let's just say devil's advocate,
he's got too much behind him.
He took the words from me. I think it will tarnish his legacy.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That's what I was going to say, yeah.
Okay, you had a different... We were thinking the same thing,
you know?
but I'm thinking on a different accord. You were thinking it tarnishes his legacy. I'm thinking there are pre-existing people and organizations and cliques and posses that are behind Lil Baby, that even if he wanted to repair that relationship with Gunna, there are going to be existing factors in his life that would prevent him from doing that either way.
Yeah. I'm still in agreement with you. I wasn't necessarily just talking just music career. I'm talking family. I'm talking friends. I'm talking street cred. I'm talking about where you born, where you come from, all of that. So yeah, we're on the same accord, like you said.
Yeah, but it would also damage the music side too, because
it would damage that probably more than anything.
Absolutely, being known as Wham. Yeah, you gotta say you get the hero. Yeah, you gotta say those names when you. Being known as Wham and the hero, and then going back to do collabs, features, pictures, tours, shows.
With a rat?
Yeah. Yeah. We were dancing. I didn't know you were going to step on it. He stepped on the bug.
I was waiting on you.
No, I was just going to dance around that shit.
Nah.
I
took the spray out and sprayed that motherfucker.
Yeah. He said it. He grabbed the raid, y'all.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to stay here. That's just the intro. Mm-hmm. How you feeling? How you living on this Thursday?
Feeling good, man. This week been fast, bro. Before, you pulled up, I was thinking when I got home from work, I was like, damn, again, like it's already time for the next pod. Of course, it was on my mind. Don't get me wrong. But like, I was just like, damn, I feel like we was just here not too long ago. And maybe it's just because we've been in like, communication, talking about a lot of things. We were talking this morning as well, so maybe that's what it was for me. But overall, I feel good. It's a short week for me as well. Thursday is my last day working this week. Friday is Juneteenth.
Okay.
Shout out to Joe Biden for giving us that holiday now.
Yeah, for sure.
We love a day off of work.
Do you have plans for Friday?
Not Friday. I have plans for Saturday, the weekend. So I'm going to Black Rodeo in Fort Worth. Bill Pickett. So I don't know if people know the history of Bill Pickett, but like probably like the most famous black cowboy to ever live. He invented what is now called steer wrestling. Back in the day, I think it was called like bulldogging. Okay. But that's when you jump off the horse and you wrestle the steer.
Okay, like that's one of the most popular rodeo forms.
Yeah, he invented it. So Bill Pickett Black Rodeo comes to town, I believe, every Juneteenth at this point. But yeah, me and Ariel gonna hit that, and then afterwards, later Saturday night, we're going to kind of like a DJ set. Are you familiar with Joe K?
No, I'm not.
So
I probably seen something of that.
yeah, it's like,
individuals.
you know, like the DJ sets, the YouTube sets, the elevator sets. Like he's very popular in those spaces.
Okay.
But not just that, like I think he produces music for like, you know, other artists as well. But he's coming to Dallas and doing, you know, one of these like listening shows, listening parties,
Like
whatever.
a DJ set that everybody
DJ
comes
set.
and listens to his
set.
his set for maybe an
Basically,
hour or two. Yeah. I love those things. I see them online. That's what I thought you were saying. Yeah, but I've seen those.
Yep. So that's gonna be fire. So that's Saturday. Sunday, I don't think I have any plans for Sunday. But again, just enjoy, you know, this week, man. It's flown by. But like I said, I was happy that it's a short week. That's been on my mind since last Sunday, since the last time we recorded. I was like, this is going to be a fast week. Just trying to get to Thursday. We here now Thursday, and I'm feeling good, feeling blessed to be back in the studio, man. It's a lot of good things we got going for the pod. Not going to share it all just yet, but,
sure.
But yeah, we got a lot of things, you know, like just updates and things that are just happening, bro. So it gives me a very excited feeling. So I'm feeling good, man. But yeah, how about yourself? How you been?
Before I go into that, I just wanted to note, I was asking about Friday because I believe last year, Juneteenth, we teed off. You got, what's good?
Friday morning?
I'm on that. And I believe that, even if it was just me and you, I'm not tripping. But there should be some other guys that have that.
Yeah, let's hit the group in the morning.
Yeah, because
let's set something up.
We should make that happen.
Yeah. I'm with it.
But my week's been pretty good. I'm enjoying, and it's final, and I'll talk about this. I'm enjoying what's going to be the last bit of my summer vacation. Of course, in July, I've got like another week coming off, but I have officially kind of begun the onboarding process for my new position. Let's just back up Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Monday, Tuesday. No, dang. What day did we leave here? Monday, yeah.
Right.
Monday, just getting some pod work in, just doing some brainstorming, working at home, sleeping, studying. I already know, I'm just realizing like how good I am and diligent at work these days. I've already begun the training courses that I know I'm going to have to take in my new job. They haven't required it of me, anything like that, but I think it was my mom I was talking to about this, but I'll say it here too. The last few jobs that I've ever had, when you're young and you get maybe like a call center job or something like that, you didn't necessarily have to be qualified for it. They just needed bodies in there. And all of us, besides I'd say me these days, have gotten into a realm that you had to qualify for. I can remember when you started where you were you had to submit your diploma, your college degree, all of those things. You had to have the merit. And growing up, I didn't really have jobs that required those. Even when I got into the school system, when I applied, it was for something totally different. I thought it was going to be like an admin assistant. It turned out being something different. Then I ended up moving into IT. So this job here is the actual first job that I felt like I had to have the merit to actually have. So, and I do, but that's another reason why, and I've talked to you off mic about how fucking nervous I've been about this upcoming position. But that's another reason why, I'm at home, yo, let me know everything now. I want to get in and be as good as they think I am. I am that good, but I've been stressing myself over it. So I've been at home training, doing all that stuff. Tuesday, Wednesday, had to pick up some big things. And on Wednesday, I had the actual meeting to finalize my position, go over benefits, pay, that whole thing. Man, I got some nice stuff over there. They pay benefits. They pay the benefits 100% on the company.
Nice.
It doesn't come out.
Nice.
They have you already experienced this though. You have a cafeteria on deck.
Yeah.
They got a cafeteria. Of course, it's a school, so they have a cafeteria, but they have a different prep kitchen cafeteria for staff. They prepare the meals, free lunches every single day.
Jeez.
So,
it's a money saver.
Yeah. And I was like, oh my gosh. And the other school, like I said, it's a Christian private school. Like before all of these meetings, interviews, like they're praying with me before we start. Like all of it was crazy. But yeah, just going through this whole new process.
Yeah, brother. Congrats, bro.
Appreciate that, man.
Congrats, man. Hold on. Let's give it up. Yeah, for sure, bro. Congrats, man, for real.
The one thing I will say is the school system that we grew up in, and this is just how funny fucking life works. The school system we grew up in is probably my favorite school district of all. They took care of us. They real life took care of us. And I don't know anyone that came up from our school district system that hasn't said the same. We had a really good school system.
Yeah, we were blessed.
Yeah. So it's always been like my vision in my head that I'm going to elevate and then go move over there and just work there, move up, spend my career there. That's in my plans. What I think and still have in my head to do. It's just, I mean, whatever God's will is, God's will is. I knew this job was coming from the other one that I just talked about, getting offered and accepting that whole nine. The school system that we grew up in gave me a call on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Or Monday, actually. And they were like, come in. We want to see you. We want to interview you. Went in there on Tuesday. And I've started to realize, like, I'm fucking really good at interviewing now. Man. They want the kid too.
They talking big business.
They talking business as well.
Yeah.
They were to the point, they were like, hey man, like I told them, you got to be honest these days. And they were like, yo, if you take that other job over there, please let us know. They were like, you're a candidate.
Damn, that's far.
Yeah, and they were like, we don't want to miss that and then have nothing left. So please just let us know, like, if you do indeed. So yeah, I'm gonna go over and see what a new job hitting for. Like, but like I was telling, I think it was Jay Ham, Hop, one of them, because we were talking about it. It feels good at this moment, like in the place I'm sitting in, like having the option to move around. Yeah, because for a long time at the place, not like I didn't know I was going anywhere else. I knew I was going to go somewhere else, but you feel a little trapped sometimes. And you also, like, when you go through the job application process and you don't get bites the way you think you're going to get bites back, you're like, man, am I going to be stuck at this motherfucker?
Yeah, it could definitely play on your mental.
Yeah, and then, I feel like I got options. This motherfucker, man. Like,
yeah, that's a blessing, bro, for real.
Them posts that come up from maybe like XXL or Complex, and it'll be like an up and coming rapper, and they'll be like, bidding war. They're in a bidding war over this hot new artist. yeah, these niggas in a bidding war right now. Come on,
man. Say that.
But no, it's been a cool past few days. Like you said, the week's been moving like quickly, but I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, this month is flying by.
Actually,
when we think about it.
It is. This is going by actually too fast. And for all the important things that we have coming up in the next couple of months and to look forward to, this shit need to slow down. Like,
yeah,
birthdays, babies being born, that whole thing. Whoa, slow down.
Yeah, bro. We said it, though. I think we said it at the start of June. We were going to look up and it was going to be super close to July. And then, like you said, your birthday. We got Hoppy and Tyron's babies due same month in August. The following month, we have a trip. You know what I mean? It's a lot going on between everybody. And then you throw just our personal lives, right? Everything, your job, everything, the pod, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just constantly having things to do. But like I always say, and I'm going to say it again, pod, like having those options, having the will, the might, it's a blessing, bro. It's a lot of people that cannot do what they truly want to do. You know what I'm saying? Whether that be physical, whether that be, mental. Like, it's a lot of folks that wake up every day and hate life, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that, you know, we have these things going on in our lives. We have our friends, you know, excelling. We're excelling. Man, it's just a blessing. Something to definitely be grateful for, bro.
It is. I even look at people close to me, be that family, other friends, and I see their circle, and their circle is not progressing in the way that ours is. And I'm not saying that's a problem. Everybody has their own steps, but yeah, you can see a huge gap in progression, not just from me and you, but like the entire group that we surround ourselves with. Yeah, a lot of growth, a lot of fucking growth.
Yeah, bro.
Think about and this will just be like really just like insider shit. Like if you can think about the guys we were on our out of town trips 2018 and 19, and then think about us now. Yeah, like there's a lot exponential growth.
Yeah, man. Austin, Texas, 2018.
Yeah.
Wow.
And 19. December 19.
We went in 19 too? Oh, wait, yeah. I'm tripping. It's the same city. Right.
Yeah, we went in 18 and 19.
So yeah, I don't know why I was thinking 19 was a different city, but yeah, 18 and 19 back to back. But crazy, even between that, the year between that, we're still different.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy. But yeah, just thinking about that, I mean, we were living life, having fun, you know, but still wet behind the ears, bro. Like really not knowing what's about to happen next, but not necessarily saying that we had to, but just like our approach to life was completely different now. And of course, it's been almost 10 years. It should be. But since we're here, like talking about it, thinking about it, oh my goodness, the way that I know I was just moving, but us as a group compared to how we move now, compared to just how mature we are now, compared to just how strict we are with just our lives and just things, you know, like, bro, it's crazy. It's crazy.
I heard and I hear my parents talk about stuff like this, or I heard them talk about it growing up. Like we have really gotten old to the point where like we were on them like, hey, whatever today is or whatever the fuck today turns into, we own that shit. Nigga, that shit needs to be planned out. Like now, yeah, I'm not just doing anything. Like the night is just not gonna take me anywhere anymore.
Facts. Yeah, we were just going with the flow.
Yeah, if it takes me anywhere, it's home.
Facts, nigga. If the wind blows me anywhere today, I hope it blow me home for real.
Yeah, it's fucking home. Like we could have made one left turn at that age, been propositioned in the perfect way, and been gone the entire rest of the night on some brand new shit.
And loved it though. Have fun with it, you know?
For sure.
Which is why, like, I'm glad we got to experience it, because now we can look back and, you know, make better choices. And again, like, we weren't doing the extremist shit pod, but we were living life. We were young men, you know what I'm saying? Niggas had money, you know what I'm saying? Like, we doing what we want. And, you know, like, looking at it now, I'm like, bro, I'm glad I went through it, but it's a lot of things that, of course, I would never do again.
Same. And for the pod's sake, I'm glad you mentioned we had money.
Niggas is really having.
Yeah, never that, baby.
Having our way, man.
Yeah, I was telling my girl the other day, like, you could call me anything: ugly, stupid, liar, cheater, broke. The fuck are you talking about, broke?
Never.
Never. Nah, just playing though. We do have some intros to talk.
All right, let's get it.
Cari, you want to give them more information about our current and ongoing giveaway that's ending?
Yeah, man. So today is the last day to enter our vinyl giveaway. Once again, we are giving away a free copy of J. Cole's latest album, The Fall Off, on vinyl, man. So today, like I mentioned, Thursday, June 18th is the last day to enter. You can go to our Instagram. That's at Rise and Grind Pod. We have all the instructions in the video and in the title or comment of the video on how to enter. So if you haven't already entered, man, make sure to do that. Today, I'm sorry, is the last day. Tomorrow, Juneteenth, we will be announcing the winner via our Instagram story. So be on the lookout for that. And just shout out to everybody that participated. I know we said it before, you know, on the earlier episode, I think when we first dropped it, bro, but we did a giveaway in January, right? Mm-hmm. We're doing one this month, and bro, like the outpour this time nigga.
Yeah, y'all want that J. Cole.
Bro, they went crazy.
They want that Cole vinyl.
Went crazy on this one compared to the last one. So in my journal, in January, I wrote out like all the people that participated, right? Just like a list of the names and everything. So I was doing the same thing this time around. Excuse me, Paul, just so I can like track it, make sure I get everybody. And as I'm writing, and the number just keep growing and growing, like the people that participated, I'm like, bro, this shit, it's just a blessing, bro. Like I just, again, don't take little things like that for granted. Even if it's 10 more people, 20 more people, I don't know the exact number, right? But like it definitely was like more than double what we had the first time. I was like, damn,
that's amazing. It's actually my first time hearing that.
Yeah, bro. So like it was beautiful. So yeah, again, today, the last day to enter, June 18th. Tomorrow, June 19th, we will be announcing the winner on our Instagram story. So be on the lookout for that.
And I know you guys on social media see a lot of fodder and fake shit going on, especially when it comes to giveaways. But there is nothing better than having something for free. And something that you truly desire and have the chance to get it at $0 cost. Yep. So, I mean, it costs absolutely nothing to go through those steps of throwing that in your story, tagging somebody, reposting, and you enter yourself. Like, I don't care if you had a Finsta.
Facts,
like,
bro.
Get that shit around, and then you enter yourself to win.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Cari said, that's going out Friday. Make sure you get your entries in by the end of today, Thursday, because on the 19th we'll be revealing a winner.
Yep.
And thank you everybody that has entered already, and I'm excited to see the winner. This is one of many giveaways.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say I'm excited to see who wins this time as well, because again, there's way more people. But just going back to just something that you said just now. The winner on the first time, right? The first giveaway in January, like when we reached out and they were speaking to us, we got their information, sent everything to them. So just letting y'all know this is real. We not bullshit.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
But just, I remember her like response. It was just like,
it was warm. It was so,
like, I was just like, bro,
yeah,
like,
man.
Fuck. You know what I'm saying?
It was everything like, you would have wanted, not only out of a recipient, but out of a first recipient for your giveaway.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. She had never knew about us. She came to us, followed the pod. We had, a conversation, sent her everything. She sent us like a thank you note and everything. It was just dope, bro. So
very warm.
So definitely looking forward to that again.
Absolutely.
That's all I wanted to say. But yeah, once again, man, last day to enter is today. We'll announce the winner tomorrow.
I almost started some joke shit. I just didn't want to piss anybody off. And I wanted to make sure we got here and had the actual authentication part that we just talked about. Yeah. Because we had a miscommunication and ended up purchasing 2 copies of the Fall Off. I was definitely going to take to social media to let niggas know there was no giveaway. I got that bitch.
And I got one too, bitch.
Yeah, it's not happening.
Nah, that's funny.
But I was like, you know what? Just fucking let it rest. All right.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, I can't wait to see who wins tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely, bro.
Moving forward, we talked about the day of the winner being June 19th. We talked about golfing on June 19th, but that day is paired and shared with Juneteenth.
Yes, sir.
A special holiday not only for the United States of America, but nearer and dearer and dearest to African American natives.
Yep.
African natives, whatever you like to call yourself in today's times with black skin in the United States of America. Niggas be like, I'm Afro-American, I'm Black American, I'm just black.
What Dr. Umar be saying?
The Prince of Pan-Africa. You see he finished his school finally?
Did he?
He finished his school.
No way.
He finished his school. Yep.
What about the school he's supposed to build?
Yeah.
Oh,
yes, it's
that's
done.
What you're saying.
That's what I'm saying. It's done.
I thought you were saying like he went back to school, like finished a degree.
No. The school's done.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. Nah, it was filmed. I don't like Cari's response.
No, I'm just saying like, okay.
No, don't question the Prince of Pan Africa, nigga. It's the Prince of Pan Africa.
Okay.
But yeah, I wanted to share and express the happy Juneteenth to everyone. We won't be here for a new episode on Friday because we don't drop on Fridays. But we'd be remiss if we did not mention that and everything that Juneteenth is about. You know?
Yeah, bro. Nothing more that I really want to add to that other than just go out and celebrate. You know, of course, it's a day off of work, hopefully, for a majority of the people. But if you're black, right, go out and celebrate, man. Like, do something on the day if you can, even if it's just relaxing at the crib. You know, just enjoy the day, soak up the day, like you mentioned. Really study the history of the day. I know it's a newer holiday, right? It's only been less than 5 years since it's been like a national thing.
New for them. It's been new for them.
Exactly. Yeah. So, you know, really embrace it. And of course, you ain't got to go out and, you know, do what I'm doing, go to a rodeo or go to a parade, whatever. But like, if you can do something, if you're wanting to do something, celebrate it. You know, the same way you would celebrate July 4th.
Yes.
Like we have our entire lives. Like, do that same shit on Juneteenth, man. Because again, they tried to hide this for a long time. They tried to block this out. And I'm glad we get to express it now. I'm glad we get to enjoy it now. And I'm glad it's something that's, you know, even if people want to talk shit about it, you know, whatever. But
fuck them niggas.
It's a day for us, bro. So do something nice for yourself on Juneteenth for sure.
Yeah, and they try to block this day out the same way they tried to block the fact that slavery was over, which is why we definitely got to celebrate this.
You feel me?
Exactly what Cari said. The things you do on July 4th, if you want to find your ways to make that more cultural for you, do that. But I mean, even if that's you eating a hamburger or or grilling some hot dogs or popping a firecracker, the firecrackers at the grocery store, not the actual firecrackers, but the kids sets and those things, those are already on display because the stores are getting ready for 4th of July anyway. Go get it. Like, celebrate.
Yeah.
Just like me and Cari talked about. I mean, we did golfing on the 4th of July last year. We might have did golfing on Juneteenth last year.
I think we did something on Juneteenth. I can't really remember.
We might have done both.
Right.
But yo, go spend the 4th of July, or I'm sorry, go spend Juneteenth as an African American. And even if you're not African American and you want to celebrate this holiday, spend it the way you would spend 4th of July. It's a day of freedom, the same way the 4th of July is a day of freedom for Americans.
And independence. Shit, fuck it. Freedom and independence.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you're right, bro.
And because I was mentioning both of those days, I don't want to make ours smaller than others, which is why I didn't say African American. This is a day for the freedom of Americans.
Yeah.
Celebrate that shit.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That was good, bro. That was good.
I mean, let's be real. Like I always felt like growing up, they threw the African on American just to make you fucking different again. Like, nigga, we are American. Yeah. Like, you could say the African part, but like, nigga, I've never even been to Africa. And they don't say they're fucking European American. Right. Nigga, they're American. Exactly. I'm American.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's some bullshit. Stop saying, I said it before, like, oh, whatever you want to call yourself. Stop saying the African part. Fuck that.
We've been trained, bro.
Yeah, like,
since we were kids, you know, school systems, all that. And now the schools don't even want you to know. That's the thing.
No real shit,
At least when we was coming up, they, you know, gave us a little bit. We still had to do majority of the research ourselves. You know, if it wasn't Malcolm, Rosa, or Martin, you probably wasn't hearing much in school.
You're not hearing that shit now. You might hear Martin.
You don't even hear them. Yeah, you're going to hear Martin.
You hear Martin, that's it.
Because he got a day. You know what I mean? But outside of that, you're not going to hear about people who was really, like, you know, putting on, marching. Like, story I just told about Bill Pickett. Like, a lot of people don't even know, like, he introduced the world to what is now steer wrestling. You know what I'm saying? A black man.
This is real life, and I'm glad we had this pocket. This is real life stuff that you have to do the research for yourself, just like you said, because the school, even if they do give you information, they're only going to give you a nugget of that shit, and you have to go find the rest of it yourself. Like, I can't remember one thing our school ever told us about Malcolm X. Mm-hmm. His name was there, or his face was there, just because Martin's was there, but all we were told was that he preached shit in a violent way while Martin preached it in a non-violent way.
Right, yeah.
But this is actually funny because not even thinking about Juneteenth coming up, I've been going back on YouTube, listening to a lot of audio recordings of seminars and meetings that Malcolm X was having. Jesus Christ. Like, this is stuff that people need to go listen to. Like, the last one I was listening to, it's like 20 minutes, but it's the House Negro versus the Field Negro by Malcolm X. Just a hell of a fucking listen. Like, I'm going to listen to it again on the way home now. I'm thinking about it. But, like, man, indulge in that type of shit.
Yeah, and it's the funny thing about that, I've said this before, maybe on a pod, but I know I've said it to my girl and just myself, but it resonates here as a kid, right? Because all we know is Martin. That's all he teaches in school. He gets all the documentaries, the movies, the books, and everything. So as a kid, of course, you look up to Martin. You want to be Martin. All you know is Martin. All you know is the peaceful, non-violent. As I've gotten older, I started to realize, wow.
Oh, you Malcolm.
I think so much more like Malcolm,
Yo.
bro.
Man, every black person is like that. They grow up and they're like, damn, I thought I was Martin, nigga. Yeah. I'm Malcolm.
Yeah, bro. It's been so many times in my life. I'm like, damn, like I feel Malcolm X a lot. I feel Huey. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like I feel Medgar. You know what I'm saying? All these people that they took from us, bro. Like Fred. You know what I mean? Like I feel them. I definitely be feeling them a lot. But yeah, not to get on the soapbox here, but I'm glad that we're here. I just had to say that.
Absolutely. And if this is the first time you're hearing some of those names, take this podcast and send that shit to ChatGPT or to Google, because Google doing the AI now too. Like, bro, just learn. Just learn. Even if you can't read that shit, watch something palatable for you. I know a lot of people that don't like to read books. Man, listen to it, watch it. Kevin Hart has a motherfucking cartoon on Netflix about Black history. If there's shit that you need to learn, but I mean, there's so much over Juneteenth.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, just check that stuff out. Moving on, I think we got one more thing. This is a crazy fucking turn of events, Cari. Like, just the progression and positivity we were talking into in the slide down this fucking slide right here.
This cliff.
Yeah, like, oh, Cari, you sick fuck.
What?
Slide down this cliff.
What?
Me and Cari, we noticed there was a viral video on social media this past week of a woman. Cari wrote falling, but
did I?
Yeah, I don't think falling is a good word. Falling to her death in a bungee jump accident somewhere in Brazil. And I do want to start by correcting Cari's wording.
Right.
She did not fall.
Yeah.
She was hurdled. About 100 fucking. Oh my God.
I know, bro.
I'm sitting here listening to it.
It's not funny, but like, this shit is crazy, bro.
Cari is right. Yeah, it's not funny.
Not, but like,
it's fucking hilarious.
I can't help but like to chuckle, bro. I'm sorry. We gonna be serious, but I'm so fucking sorry.
No, we're not. What is he talking about? What was he telling that we're gonna be?
Dog, like, this video was insane, bro.
So it looks like there was either a female worker or some sort of tourist on vacation in Brazil, and she's doing a bungee jumping excursion from hundreds of feet, or at least 100 feet in the sky, something like that. They call it meters over there. However, no one hooked up any bungee equipment at all. I mean, honestly,
at all.
Like, I didn't know she had a fucking vest on. They just hoisted her up. All right, fine. I'm fucking sorry. I'm so fucking sorry.
I can't. I'm almost in tears.
Our phones are good enough nowadays that they allow you to multitask. I need everybody to get to social media and watch this shit with me really quick,
bro.
They put her up over their shoulders. She's laying horizontally on their hands because they're about to send her almost like she's paragliding. And no one checked to make sure she had any bungee equipment, parachute. Parachute is crazy. Fucking walkie-talkie or something.
A harness, bro. Anything.
Yeah. And they were kind of just giving her body, and they launched her over this goddamn cliff. And it wasn't until after they threw her, they realized there was no bungee equipment following her. And she was then basically, technically, virtually falling to her death.
There we go.
Yeah.
So I was kind of right.
Yes. You were in some capacity correct about the situation.
Right.
That's probably one of the most gruesome videos I've ever seen. That's not an actual murder.
Right.
That was a murder, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, by definition. And I think they'd be in charge of murder. That's what I'm hearing.
Cari.
I don't know how it goes. Because at first, bro, like, I was hearing reports that them niggas took off running. Niggas bailed.
I'm like, if we being real, I would have too. Like, I would have. Do you know what kind of fucking trouble you're in? I don't know where you go to from Brazil, because as an American, that's the type of place I'm trying to get to. But
that's how you know it's serious, right? Because look,
they should be charged with murder.
Niggas don't even care about their jobs.
Yeah, no.
You know what I'm saying?
Nigga, I'm done.
Nigga punched out.
Nigga clocked out is crazy. But Cari, think about it. And I know this is bad to think about it this way, but like your mother and my mother don't really strike me as the bungee jumping from cliffs type. So I feel like I'm safe to make this devil's advocate analogy.
Okay.
If this were to happen to like my mother or to your mother, you would want them niggas charged with murder, right?
Absolutely. I don't want their head, bro.
I can't. Like, just imagine that phone call. Like, remember how like your mom called and said like, "Hey baby, I'll talk to you later, like after we go bungee jumping"? She's dead. It was in fact that nobody set up our bungee equipment.
Dog.
And that's also just, there are certain things for me, whether it's skydiving, bungee jumping, certain things that I would never do anyway, just because I would never want someone standing over my casket with the thought of, nigga, he didn't even have to do that shit. Like, what? He could have been here with us. He never even had to do that shit. There's certain things for me that I'm just like, I can't, because I can't live or die with the feeling that I never even had to do that. Mm-hmm. And it cost me my whole life.
That's real.
So yeah, I'm
that goes back to when we were just talking in the intro about, you know, decisions that we were making 10 years ago compared to now, right? It's a little thing. I know this is extreme, but I'm just trying to make a point here where I wouldn't put myself in a position like this knowing the certain consequences that could be available upon, you know, something going wrong here. But going back to just this situation itself, I just think it's absolutely crazy for the young lady who lost her life, right? Because again, I don't know. There's reports saying that maybe you could hear her saying something, or the people behind her saying something about her not being strapped in. I don't know. I haven't heard that myself. But as the person though, like, you got to be more careful. You got to check. You got to say something. But as the workers, the guys, my nigga, like watching the video over and over and realizing how nobody gave a fuck. Like they just put her ass up in the air, bro, and like they threw her. So like, of course, it's one thing to kind of like let somebody go. You know what I'm saying? Give them a little shove. Nigga, they chunked her.
To their defense, think about it like one of those skydiving, even down to like getting your ear pierced for the first time situations.
Right.
Roller coasters. I'm sure they deal with a lot of people that everything's just fine, but the person's going crazy and you just got to hit that button. You just got to throw them out there.
Of course.
They might have thought that it was just one of those situations too, but hearing I'm not strapped in and still throwing the bitch. That is, I'm sorry, I called it the bitch.
Yeah.
Is that crazy. What did it? Yeah. Was that what made it raunchy?
Yeah.
Oh man. Thoughts to her family. I can't say prayers because I just called it a bitch, but I am gonna pray.
Absolutely, bro. Again, we're laughing, we're joking, right? I know, I'm sorry, but thoughts and prayers definitely go out to the family, because I mean it's a travesty, bro. Like, that's insane. That's a horrible way to die. Again, another thing that I'm hearing. I'm sorry, bro. Another thing that I heard in the report from the first nurse that was on the scene. She said when she got there, she was still alive down there.
No, she wasn't. Cari.
That's what the nurse said.
Cari.
That's what the nurse said,
Cari.
gang. This ain't me. The nurse said when she got there, she was still alive.
Cari, that floor made her heart catch up. Are you fucking kidding?
She said she was still alive.
Nigga, that was like a canyon.
Yeah, no, bro. 100 feet. Easy. And they just threw her.
You need to clarify what you mean by still alive. Because I could chop the head off a snake. That motherfucker look like he's still alive for a little bit.
Still moving.
Yeah, like
I don't know. I didn't read too far into it, but she got on the news and everything and said she was still alive.
that's crazy. Like if she got down there, she was like, "Please help me." What am I supposed to do? You just fell 400 feet. And I get off soon. Like I don't have time. No, like imagine you get off 4:15. This bitch gonna fuck around and die for. Like, God damn, man.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro. My last question: Do you think the guys, right, the three gentlemen, I think they hated her.
Yeah, yeah.
They had to not like this woman, bro. Like, I don't know.
That's one of those people that come into the establishment and you hate the sound of her voice off rip. It's like, man, fuck this bitch, bro. Like
they threw her off a cliff, dog.
Yeah, they devised the plan. They went to the bathroom and came out real quick.
Like, bro, they chunked her off a cliff, my nigga.
Yeah, and it's just because maybe it's only because she passed that I watched this one so closely, and maybe I haven't paid attention to that many bungee accidents or bungee jumping excursions,
right,
period.
To know, like, yeah, what's the protocol?
They threw her hard as fuck.
Nigga, all their might. That's what I'm saying. Like, it do look kind of weird, but just like you, I mean, I haven't just studied these type of things. I don't know if that's what you're supposed to do to give them the momentum so that they can go however far. I don't know. I've never bungee jumped, and definitely don't want to now.
No, yeah, no. If there was
Like, what?
there was an ounce of me that wanted the bungee jump,
It's over.
it's gone.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah,
I'll stick to the zip line.
I want absolutely no parts. Like that shit
Like,
scared me.
Yeah, bro, that was insane. Prayers to the young lady and her family, though, for real, man. Like, that shit is terrible, terrible, terrible.
Yeah, man, but we can go ahead and go on.
All right.
Let's get into the news of the podcast. We really only have a few things to talk today.
All right.
So hopefully that comedy in the intro was enough to suffice because we're out of here, guys. Well, let's go ahead and move on a very highly anticipated event in the sports community, especially the fighting community, which I engulf and immerse myself in just about 100% when it comes to boxing and UFC. I'm really up head in this one.
Yeah,
like I am
of course
fighting head. So much so, like when there's fights, UFCs, like the guys that gamble, like they're gonna reach out to me on who they picking for the parlay, like where we sitting down to go eat for this, that, or the third.
Yep.
So I know for a fact that for the last maybe 2 years, UFC White House or UFC 250 has been in the works. It's been in the talks, and it's been one of the most highly anticipated events in UFC history. Now they went through a bunch of different potential cards, potential fighters, so it didn't necessarily end up the most star-studded card people wanted. People were expecting like pull out the heavy hitters, like Conor McGregor's training for a fight. They were hoping McGregor would be here for this fight.
Okay.
You were hoping for John Jones this fight, and John Jones wanted in, but he retired. And then when we found out White House was coming, he kind of tried to come back. Then he was like, it's not fair unless you're gonna fight like the heavyweight champion. It was a whole thing. He didn't end up making it.
Okay.
But there was some really good fights. I didn't actually catch it. I had to catch it on the back end, but shout out Paramount Plus because you can do that now. It wasn't a Saturday event. It was a Sunday event, which probably went more into why I wasn't watching it. I mean, we potted, had stuff to take care of afterward. But it was a great fighting card. No punches pulled. I don't think anything went to decision or anything at the end. I think there were submissions and knockouts across the board.
Even the setup of course, a UFC event, but just everything that they had going on outside the White House
Looked lovely.
I think this is why, like you said, it was something that was so anticipated or anticipating because obviously it's UFC, but this is something that's never been done ever at the White House. You know what I mean? They built a whole arena basically outside the White House in the White House front lawn. So just wanted to add that little piece to it. I'm sorry.
Be it football, soccer, baseball, boxing, there's never been a professional sporting card hosted on the White House lawn.
Yeah, it was like some Evel Knievel shit out there, bro. I saw like the motorbikes. Was that real?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I just didn't know if that was like an AI picture I saw, but yeah, that shit looked like Evel Knievel was out there.
There was some wild shit going on. You saw it for the first time, and you'll probably never ever see again on the White House.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe we'll have a 20s or 30s or 40s version of fucking Bill Clinton or JFK one day. And you're just going to see the wildest shit. Bitches getting fucked in the White House.
This shit reminds me of the movie, what is it? Idiocracy? How you say it? With Terry Crews, you know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't know.
Damn. I'm going to have to look it up. But basically, Terry Crews was a president. And he was a dumbass president, basically. So it kind of reminded me of that, but never mind. I thought you would know the movie.
Nah, I'm a smart guy. No, I don't waste my time on shit like that.
Yeah, nah. It's a good movie, man.
Oh, okay.
Back in the day, it would be stupid now for sure, though.
But I wanted to highlight this, Cari, because there was a specific fighter. Let me get his actual first name. I know his name is Hokit. Let me double check right here. Yeah, Josh Hokit. He was fighting Derek Lewis. He actually beat Derek Lewis at what's considered Freedom 250. That was the name of the card. But at the end of it, while Joe Rogan, who is famous for being a commentator there at UFC, well, he's not famous for that, but famously at UFC, for being a commentator and interviewer at the end. He's kind of like Max Kellerman for UFC.
All right.
And despite everything that goes on outside, I truly respect Joe Rogan's take in the UFC realm. He knows his fighting. He conducts pretty good interviews. Now the whole life shit, that's not up to me.
Facts. Well, we're not talking about that. He's a professional. Yeah, he's at his job.
Yeah, he's professional.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I know what you mean.
But he was interviewing Hokit at the end, and Hokit ended his post-fight interview by saying, and I quote, and I hate that I even have to talk about this shit up here. Michelle Obama is a man. Am I right, America? And instead of that, God bless America, UFC 250, blah, 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 and getting an entire roar from the crowd.
Shout out to my mama.
Yeah.
Anything else, right?
There was a fucked up, mixed reaction from the crowd. You could hear lots of boos. You could hear those claps and screams in there as well. Yeah. But it just left the entire card and commentating space and the UFC in general in a fucked up standpoint, because there's a lot to take in from here. But your thoughts, Cari, when you saw this headline break the news, because we got more to talk about this, of course, but just from here.
So I don't know this guy at all, right? Before this. So when I see this, immediately to me, you a racist piece of shit, right? But this whole gimmick and whole whatever they're calling it that was started, a few years back. Oh my goodness, bro. I'm so sick of that shit. And it's crazy that we're still here 2026 and it's being said. It's front page news, it's headlines. But
I heard this in high school.
Yeah. But my thoughts, bro, I mean, I don't like it at all. You know what I mean? First, it being obviously something that we know to not be real. You know what I'm saying? But secondly, it's truly racist. There's no, ifs, ands, or buts about it. And that's pretty much my stance. I don't really have to go deep into that. We can, pull back the covers a little bit more if you want to. But to me, again, hearing that and hearing it from anybody, not just this guy, because again, I didn't know who he was before this. You are immediately a racist piece of shit if you're saying that.
Um, yeah, and I have to do nothing but agree with you. I mean, like I said, this is some fucked up narrative you just hear from Republicans, and I've heard it since we were in maybe the 9th or 10th grade, to be completely honest. I think it's asinine. I think it's ignorant. And just in its entirety, it's just uncalled for. It's just unnecessary. We're sitting here at UFC 250. Not only are we in a fighting space, but even if we were speaking about just being in the White House, we're in the Trump's administration. Trump's here. Trump doesn't even have that great of a relationship with the Obamas. So even mentioning the Obamas was completely out of place. So whether I like the comment or not, which I don't, I think it's disgusting. At the bare minimum, it's highly unnecessary. It was some shit nobody needed. It had nothing to do with Trump. It had nothing to do with the UFC. It had nothing to do with fighting. It had nothing to do with him. It had absolutely nothing to do with him. It had nothing to do with the crowd, the fans, none of that. It had nothing to do with the fight he just won. That's the fucked up thing about Donald Trump's administration. And I can't say Donald Trump right here because he didn't make him say that. But that's the fucked up part about the Donald Trump administration, because it empowers white nationalists, white supremacists to exercise their racism more outwardly.
And think that it's okay.
Well, and that's because even with instances just like this, that event was on Sunday, we're here on Thursday, and there's been absolutely no remark from Donald Trump or the White House. I mean, there's so many instances that Donald Trump feels slighted, or Donald Trump's colleagues, co-workers, officials are slighted, and he'll have a post up on that fucked up social media platform that he has immediately about it.
In hours.
But if it has to do with the Obamas and or something pertaining to the African American community, it goes unspoken pretty much every time.
And that's done on purpose.
Absolutely, it's done on purpose.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have to, or so that the atonement is not either, it's not refused or taken.
Yep.
The only person, and I think this is, I have a hard time figuring out where I feel like Dana White stands. You know? Because before the Trump administration, you know, I think I always saw Dana White as a pretty fair guy. But at the same time, you got to look at him like you look at Adam Silver or Vince McMahon or something like that. Whereas he looks like he cares because there's black talent on the roster. But on the inside, and I'm not saying Dana doesn't care. I just have no fucking idea. Because like I said, as long as John Jones is the greatest fucking fighter of all time, and behind him is Anderson Silva and Cormier and all these guys are black, you see him show nothing but love in the fucking world to African Americans. But I don't know what Dana White's about. Same thing goes with Adam Silver. Like, I mean, with SGA up there and Brunson and LeBron, like, it would be hard for us to ever find out if he was a fucking racist unless some shit like Donald Sterling came out.
Sheesh.
And we're in a day of time that they know Donald Sterling, so that shit's never coming out again.
Yeah, they ain't gonna make that same mistake.
Yeah, it'll never happen again.
Yeah.
But Dana White did come out, and that's why I said you have a hard time knowing, but you do have to appreciate this, whether it was for his own personal sake or if it was for the sake of the UFC, which of course you would hope both. You would hope, right? He said, I'm completely against saying nasty and false things about people's families. Everyone knows my position on free speech, but I hate this kind of nonsense. And in this instance, you could beg for him to say more, but while no one has said anything, you have to kind of sit with, all right, he spoke on it.
And going back to what you just said, right? We got to get away from this victim mentality at times, you know, because he came out and spoke, and I agree, like, it's good to have somebody say something at least, but we all know that that's not enough, and that's okay. I'm not asking Dana White to say more. I'm not asking Trump to say more. Of course, you would hope and wish that they do, but even that kind of goes to what you started with, to say, like, I don't even know if this is how you truly feel, or if at the end of the day, all you want to do is protect the brand, you know?
Exactly.
And that's fine. And so when I say, like, we got to get rid of this victim mentality, we don't need to ask them for anything else. You know, I think they've already shown us how they feel through whether it's their choice of words and the very few choice of words, or if it's through their silence, if we're talking about President Trump. You know what I'm saying? So Dana White, cool. You know what I mean? I have nothing against him, right? Just like you. I don't really give a fuck. But those words saying, like, you know how I feel about free speech. Can you say it one more time for me?
The second part says, everyone knows my position on free speech, but I hate that kind of nonsense.
Okay. So what is your position on free speech? You know what I'm saying?
He's a Trump supporter, right? So you know his position on free speech, which means, like, nigger's just a word.
You feel what I'm saying?
I feel like when anybody that says in this day and time that says they protect free speech,
bro,
I like, all that says to me is that you think nigger's just a word.
Cause and it's crazy how, again, through this administration, and this ain't just to shame Trump and Republicans, guys, just hear me out, but nigga, it's crazy how much you hear free speech, free speech, free speech. We've been crying for free speech for 400 years, nigga. And but now all of a sudden it's important.
And like the N-word means you don't have it.
Like, what the fuck are we talking about? So I get you. I just want to point that. It just be funny to me, the words or the phrases that become huge that people hold on to,
and they take it
and they take it and they also twist it and tell on themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, just what you said, like, I know where your stance is, and that's fine. I'm not asking you to be on either side or be on the side that I support or anybody else supports. But at the same time, bro, again, like, I don't want us to be like, oh, Trump didn't say nothing. Oh, we need like, he's already shown us how he feels. Dana White, I think, again, if I had to guess, I would lean more to this is like, let me protect the brand if I don't do anything else, which, again, I respect. I have no problem with that. But those words, I just had to point out, it's funny to me, the choice of words and the phrases and the sentences that people use in situations like this.
The reason why it's funny to me is because this is even in speaking about a specific situation was extremely broad.
Mm-hmm.
I'm completely against saying nasty and false things about people's family. That was so broad when, like I said, he didn't have to say more, being that no one else said anything. But how hard would it be to just say,
to be direct,
to say, Michelle Obama is not a man?
You feel me?
Instead, we go, I'm completely against saying anything nasty and because he didn't say what that nigga said was false.
Mm-hmm.
He just said, I'm completely against saying nasty and false things about people's family. Never did he say, I'm talking about this nigga, and that what that nigga said was not true.
Or he also didn't tell you his stance, which, again, he doesn't have to.
Well,
but I think he says it that way on purpose so that you don't know his stance.
Well, the same way if Tyler Herro said this in an after game press conference, they would have fined this nigga $1 million and sat his ass out of like the next few games. I'm gonna know in that. I'm checking for like fines. I'm checking for sanctions, but we're gonna know in that. But you know, UFC, he's not gonna receive any fines or sanctions for
brother.
That.
Not at all.
Yeah, but we know what's going on here.
Yeah, for sure, bro. Definitely know.
Yeah, this for me was another, just blatant disrespect for you to continue to get used to condition you. But what I will say is, watching the cameras, Donald Trump did not look pleased by those by those comments.
Yeah. Which again could be an act, but I think in that moment, just because it was so like you started with, it was so unnecessary, it was so out of the blue, so not for that type of environment that I think it even shook Trump in a moment.
That's what I felt. I felt if anything, and if he was upset, not necessarily on some like, why would you say that about the Obamas, but on some, nigga, why are you just putting more shit in my life that I have to either address or not address, and then people are gonna say something to me about this?
Either way.
That's what I'm thinking in my head, that he's not pleased because, like, look what else you've just added to the fucking plate that I didn't care about anyway, nigga.
Right.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, whether he responds or doesn't respond, I mean, it's a story regardless. You know what I mean? So I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm sure at some point he'll step out of the White House and there'll be 1,000 fucking flashes and microphones and somebody's gonna grab his attention and ask him about it. But we'll see. Yeah. Just the same way with the Obama monkey shit. And when they finally asked him about it, like, oh, I didn't know. I only saw the first minute of the video. It happened at 1:01. I shut it off after 1 minute exactly.
It happened at 1:01. It's crazy.
All right, nigga. What the fuck ever.
All right, bro. Like, I just don't waste my time.
But moving forward on a positive light, we are also here to talk the Obama Presidential Library that's opening on June 18th.
Yes, sir.
Thoughts, Cari?
Yeah, man, just a little more information I'll read here. So the Barack Obama Presidential Center is a museum, library, and education project in Chicago that's being built to commemorate the presidency of Barack Obama, obviously. The center also includes community and conferences facilities and houses the nonprofit Obama Foundation, serving as the home base for some of the foundation's programs. Like you mentioned, they're going to do a dedication ceremony on today's date, and then it's actually going to open to the public on Juneteenth. So I think this is fire. It's been something that's I've been following. It's been in the works for a few years, and I think it's great that we're going to have a monument like this to honor Obama.
By a few years, and I know what you mean by a few years, but I'll say this is a fucking long process. They broke ground in 2021, which was the few years of building, like that whole production part. This was like initially started and selected, like the actual land for it, 2017.
Damn, I didn't know that.
So this has been a plan in the works since the year he left office.
Okay, wow.
Or the year after he left office. Right. Well, he did leave office in 2017. His last year was 16. Trump took power in 2017. I'm also seeing, as I'm starting to read, there's going to be an opening ceremony with performances by Stevie Wonder, John Legend, Jennifer Hudson, Bruce Springsteen, Bono, Common, Thames.
Hell yeah.
They said this is the building everyone's talking about. It's a 225-foot museum tower covered in granite. The entire thing cost roughly $850 million. Holy shit. It's located in Chicago's Jackson Park on the south side, where Barack and Michelle began most of their public life.
Damn.
Yeah, the Obama Center is designed more as a museum, community campus, and civic space. Obama's presidential records are being preserved digitally rather than housed there as a traditional National Archives library. This sounds dope.
That's done for protection.
Yeah, of course. We can't have somebody
try to burn the shit down
or break this glass and think they've got a hold of original Obama documents.
No, sir. Nah. Yeah, we're not going for that.
They said there's going to be a 4-floor museum about Barack and Michelle, a full-scale replica of the Oval Office, a public library branch, a regulation-sized basketball court, outdoor gardens and lawns, playgrounds and community spaces, and a sky room observation area at the top of the museum tower.
Fuck, bro. That's dope. For one, being on the south side of Chicago, it's just, one thing itself where they, came up at. I think that's fire, but just the fact that, again, everything that you mentioned is a monument reminds me of, going back to Martin Luther King, the things that he has in Atlanta, for one, but even his monuments in Washington, things that, are going to live forever. But this one being more modern, having all these, advancements, whether it be for technology, say like a sky room and library, basketball courts, museum, like you're getting everything here. But I think it's great, man. I think it's something that is needed, and I didn't know it cost that much though. That's almost $1 billion,
Yeah.
which makes sense why it took 10 years for this to finally come to life. But yeah, this is definitely something that will be a tourist attraction.
And I'm glad that you said that last part about what it is more than just like a monument to himself, because the last part that I'm actually saying says exactly that. Despite all the political attention, Obama has repeatedly emphasized and described the center as being a place for future community leadership and civic engagement rather than a monument to himself.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's hella dope.
That's crazy.
And I love to hear it. Yeah, I love to hear it.
Yeah. Got to get back to Chicago, man.
For sure. Yeah, you just got there, and that's crazy. You're going to have to double that.
Which is cool because I want to go in the summertime.
Okay.
I hear summertime shy is a whole different vibe than wintertime shy.
Word to Kanye West. Summertime shy. But let's go ahead and move on. Let's stay black right now.
I love this.
Yeah. The Juneteenth part, like, we've been black as fuck. Shout out Nas. We ultra black.
Facts.
Venus and Serena, Cari, they're back. They will return to the Wimbledon to play in the doubles matches.
Yeah.
It was announced yesterday, I believe Wednesday, that by the actual tennis committee. I don't know the name of that committee, but they are allowed to do something. I forgot the actual name of it. Let me see what this is right here. Yeah, they were actually allowed to do something called wild card selection, which allows the head of Wimbledon, I guess, to select anybody they so choose as like a guest slot in the Wimbledon. But this guest slot actually competes just like the contending players. So
they can actually win too.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Serena and Venus, age 46 and 44, were wild cards selected to be in the Wimbledon. We already knew for some time now, maybe the past few weeks to a month, that Serena will be returning to tennis. But big sis Venus, she's putting her cape back on, and they're gonna do the Wimbledon.
Yeah, so we talked about Serena more recently, like you said. She actually had some type of competition recently as well. She got her feet wet. You know, she ended up winning some type of like doubles competition as well with someone. I don't know exactly what it was, but I did see that. And then we get this news, right? So, I mean, I have no complaints about this, man. I do want to say I like how you said Venus and Serena. That's been a talk, because people are saying Serena and Venus.
Fuck.
And it's always been Venus and Serena.
Like,
bro.
just because she's gotten bigger, just because she was proven to be the more generational player.
Right.
Never disrespect Venus.
No, bro.
We probably would have never even gotten Serena had there been no Venus to play tennis first.
Yep.
But no, who the fuck ever says Serena and Venus?
If you even look at all of the headlines when this was reported, most of them say Serena and Venus. And people made a big deal about it, which I think was rightfully, you know, so like, no, nigga, it's Venus and Serena.
It's Venus
always,
and Serena.
And forever will be.
Yeah, no, what?
And Venus has actually been still competing throughout this 4-year period when Serena wasn't. I don't know exactly what she was doing, but Venus, they said, was competing sporadically. So she's probably more prepped and more ready than Serena at this moment. Not to say that it makes a difference, but
She goes in and out playing.
yeah. But this is cool, bro. You know, again, you know, even if they don't win, it ain't even about that. You know what I'm saying? Of course, you want to see them win, hope that they win. But just the fact that, again, 2 black women, 2 black sisters can get back to competing at a major level like this, I just think it's fire, bro. So, yeah, again, I have nothing bad to say about this.
Okay. Let's move on. We got 2 more topics to talk about. They're kind of tied in. But the next one is that Fox News, we've kind of shifted into film and then on to sports. Not Fox News. Fox is looking to acquire Roku TV, Cari. And not necessarily just Roku TV, Roku in its entirety.
Right.
And I know this sounds like a very small play to talk, but as I started to do some more digging and researching, this is probably one of the biggest television mergers and plays of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And what I was actually reading about this was, while this seems small, like, oh, Fox is gonna own all the Roku sticks now, like that is just 1% of this thing. From what I'm seeing, this deal is really about Fox owning the front door to television. And when you think about it, as cable starts to dwindle, you're left with Apple TV, Fire TV, and Roku.
Okay.
So they know that Roku is in hundreds of millions of houses.
True.
At this point.
True.
So at this point, as cable starts to fade out, if we acquire Roku, we can push all of our content to the front page of Roku. We can push our promoting for all of the things that we already own. We own Tubi. We own Fox News. We own Fox Sports. So with Tubi, we can now start adding our content into Tubi or pushing you to click over to Tubi or to tell you to direct yourself over to Tubi, where and at the exact same time, all of the Roku branded content will be Fox as well now. So at this point, we've basically just deployed Fox straight onto your Roku, and you're driving revenue for Fox without even knowing it. We just made a contract and changed it all for you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad you gave the background because I didn't know too much. All I saw was the price tag, and that let me know off top that this was major.
I just saw that. 22 Bs?
22 Bs, nigga.
God damn, I didn't even know Roku was worth that. But when you start to think like this says,
right,
this Roku box or this Roku TV is in hundreds of millions of houses at this point.
Yep. And then I love what you read about the, I guess, the fading out of cable. Something that we've talked about and how truly like this is happening in real life right in front of us in real time. And how, you know, moving forward, it is going to be these platforms, whether it be Roku, Fox now, whether it be, Tubi's owned by them, but whether it be Apple TV, whether it be these other platforms, like that's going to be truly cable in a sense. It's going to be these big corporations that own all these platforms are going to merge with all these platforms, right? So at first I wasn't seeing it that way. I was just thinking like, okay, maybe Roku isn't performing well and this is more so like a buyout. But now after this information, this is a partnership that Fox looked to expand.
It's going to enhance them.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Enhance their brand. So I think that's dope. You know, again, I'm not supporting strictly Fox. I don't give a damn about that. But I'm just saying, like, to see them approach business with that manner, with that mindset, and not just thinking, again, like I thought before, that it was just a buyout. I like to see things advance, bro. So, like, whether or not you know, like the corporation, I don't care. This is going to lead to something in the future. So I'm always down to just see what happens next from here.
Yeah. And just a little look at it, or like something to think about. From what I'm seeing, it says on some before and after shit. It says before, Fox would own their own content. Tubi has to compete for attention with all of the other streaming brands.
Okay.
And they rely on others like the cable community for their distribution. If we purchase Roku at this point, Fox owns the content and the platform instead of just owning the content. Tubi can be promoted directly through Roku rather than just an application that you're able to click on if you so choose. We're going to push it to you now, and we control our own distribution through Roku rather than waiting on DirecTV or AT&T. Well, they're the same now, or the cable industry to do your distribution. They're a powerhouse if they get Roku.
I was about to say, these niggas got the game sold up.
They're a powerhouse if they get Roku. It's saying that would mean more visibility for Tubi, more Fox Sports integration, better promotion of Fox programming on Roku home screens. Yeah.
I think it's got the game sold up. I'm going to ask you, though, because Tubi is free.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
How much longer before Tubi comes with a fee, do you think?
Tubi may not come with a fee.
Even with all this?
You may end up with some sort of small fee, but honestly, Cari, if we lock this up this way, and they're still driving ad revenue through Tubi. Of course, it's free, so we're not paying for the content. But as long as we stick around, we make them money off ad revenue.
Yep.
If Fox is doing well with this, they may keep that just to keep you there. Like if they keep Tubi free, keep lower quality, lower budget stuff on there that you can always watch all the time. That's a cash cow, I'm sure. I'm sure free Tubi makes them just as much as like a regular HBO Max subscription because they don't have to give you premiere content. You're going to watch anyway. This is for people that don't pay.
True. Okay.
Like, I mean, now we may get on Tubi if there's something we want to watch that may not be somewhere else. But there are plenty of other people that I'm sure don't have anything else and they just use Tubi.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's hundreds of millions of people that, do that. So, okay. No, I just wanted to ask. I mean, I don't necessarily think it happens soon by any means. If it does happen, I think we're probably years before it happens. Of course, you still have to see how this merger works. The plan that Fox has could fail, right? This could be a failure. So, of course, we still have to see what happens. But I just wanted to ask that question and just see what your thoughts were because, again, I just wasn't seeing it to be what we have come to find out what this merger truly is. Again, I was just thinking it was going to be a buyout. I thought maybe Roku was underperforming. They're looking for help. Fox Corporation obviously has the funding. Let's reach out to them and have them help us. But like I've said already, this is more of a partnership here. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens next.
We also have to plan nobody would pay for Tubi.
With that type of content that it currently produces, yes, maybe.
If they were to change shit.
Right. If they changed it around with the look, the branding, because you said it's owned by Fox, right? Fox owns it currently?
Yes, and that's my other thing. Like, if we integrate that to Roku, make it some sort of app that people have to have a Fox subscription to be able to watch.
That's where you mess up. I don't think they should do that. But
if they did, then I don't think you ever get a price Tubi. Because they're not going to price you on Tubi and Fox.
Right.
And Fox Sports and all that.
Exactly. Because then people are not going to use it anymore.
They could make it like an entire experience the same way before you were able to get a bundle, ESPN, Hulu, Disney. You might end up seeing a bundle where you get Fox Sports, Fox News, Tubi as some sort of bundled subscription. But
that's crazy.
It is crazy. It is crazy.
Fox, Roku, and Tubi bundle.
That's fucking nasty, actually. Fucking
that
Fox.
Just sounds disgusting.
You're doing your best.
You're doing your big one.
That's fucking nasty.
Yeah, that's crazy. But okay, that's all I had, bro.
Yeah, we can go ahead and move on. We got one more topic, and like we said, this is kind of tied in. Just because Fox and Tubi are also hosting this as well. And it also makes sense why this is free on Tubi now because I didn't know before this Tubi was owned by Fox.
Okay.
Cari, the FIFA World Cup is here.
Yes, sir.
And I told you what was going on the Monday pod. Nigga lied in. Yes, sir. FC Dallas.
You gotta stop.
No, I'm playing.
David Beckham.
Yeah, man. Los Angeles with a lightning or some shit. But no, I'm enjoying. Like I said, I'm spending time at home on summer break. And who doesn't enjoy being able to wake up 11 a.m., 12 a.m., 1 p.m. There's games already on. It feels like the fucking Olympics right now, Cari.
Exactly, bro. That's exactly how it feels.
I'm enjoying it. I saw Messi play on Tuesday night. This is the first time I ever watched Messi play. That nigga cold.
So please tell me how you feel. But yeah, tell me about your experience, bro. I want to hear this. First time ever seeing Messi and seeing that game. How did you feel?
Well, I told you guys in the group message, at first while I was watching, I didn't know which one was Messi. I didn't know his number and all that stuff. If I had seen a picture, it would have dinged in my head, but I didn't remember. So I'm watching, and before anybody even scores, I'm just realizing in my head, yo, why the fuck are they why the fuck are they kicking number 10 the ball so much? Like, every time we get close to the goal, they're giving it to number 10 and just letting him swing at the fucking fence, literally, over this shit, right? And, I mean, the nigga's good. He's, he getting around people, like, he's making moves. But I see the first score, and I watched the whole fucking crowd just go berserk. And then they said, and I thought it was Lionel this whole time. It's Lionel. They said Lionel Messi. And at that point, I was like, oh, like, that's why he's been, that's why he's the only nigga that's gotten the ball all night tonight. Yeah. They're preying on this nigga to score. Yeah. And the other team is preying on him. So I saw the first score and I was like, all right. It's kind of ironic that I came to watch Messi for the first time and the first score I see is by Messi, but I mean, they say he's good.
So before you move on, this first goal, is this the one that counted?
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. Because, you know, there was one that didn't count.
Yeah. I didn't catch it right at the very beginning or whenever, but he hits one. I'm like, oh, cool.
Right. That first one was fucking fire though. Right. But still.
He scored again in like 7 minutes. It's somewhere between like 7 and 20, something like that. But it felt like back to back. And I know soccer enough to know like niggas shouldn't just be scoring like back to back and shit.
Will.
Yeah, like, and even if I haven't been watching soccer, I watch hockey enough to know like niggas shouldn't just be putting that fucking thing back in. Niggas scored the second one quick. I mean quick. Mm-hmm. And they start talking over like the commentators and they're like, he's now tied the record for I guess most goals ever scored in a
World Cup.
In a World Cup. Like, so throughout his duration in all of his World Cups, I guess. Mm-hmm. At that point he had hit 15, which was the highest score by the original Ronaldo, not Cristiano Ronaldo, right?
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
And it's pronounced a little different, but I don't want to.
Ronaldinho.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Right.
We grew up in that area. Right? Yeah, we grew up in that shit.
We know a little bit.
when Cristiano Ronaldo was coming up, them old heads was talking about Ronaldinho.
Yeah.
And like we had enough soccer playing friends that we knew Ronaldinho.
Yeah.
So after that, he ties the record, and I'm like, oh shit, this nigga is who. It's crazy to watch him in one game, and he's who they said he was immediately. Like he's who y'all said he was immediately.
Yes, sir.
And as soon as I realized that, this motherfucker kicks it in and breaks the all-time record. My first time watching him. Yes. I'm sitting there watching. I'm like, baby, they said this nigga was cold. I didn't really know he was the greatest fucking player of all time. And I was like, I don't even know how good gets.
Yeah.
But I see what the crowd's doing right now. This nigga's amazing, clearly.
Yep.
And all three of these points came in a span of like 30 minutes, nigga. Like 30. And you don't like you get 90. That nigga did that shit in a third of the time. So yeah, they took that one. They obliterated them. Who was they playing? Croatia somewhere? Algeria, that's who it was.
Yeah.
And do you have thoughts on that game?
Nah, I mean, pretty much what you said was how I felt. You know, it wasn't my first time watching Messi, but I've seen him enough to know. But man, I was so excited. So I will say this. I hit the gym that morning. It was a talk of the gym because I didn't really know the schedule. So that morning, everybody talking about like Messi come on tonight at 8:00. I'm like, bet. So I intentionally sent it to the group.
Yep.
So that you would watch it. I didn't know what you was doing, but I'm not gonna call you out. But
I wasn't watching it. I was once you said it.
I'm gonna send this to the group just so you watch it. Cause I'm like, bro, I want you to watch this nigga. If you don't do nothing else, just watch Messi. And now, I mean, didn't expect the nigga to get a hat trick, but that's insane. And of course, you don't see that. Obviously, I know you don't see that happen every time, bro. But my nigga, like, I just love watching greatness, bro.
That was crazy.
Yeah, that was insane.
And like I said, to watch soccer or that high level of professional soccer played for the very first time, to be paying attention and to see who that's like watching the NBA for the first time and hearing what you've heard about LeBron, and he dropped 50. Like the first night you watch, like, all right, I heard you said the nigga cold, and the nigga puts up 50 the first night you've ever watched him. That's what I just saw. I was like, nah, There's no way the nigga goated the way they said. Nigga showed me he was the goat immediately. Cari called that nigga Messi and told him I was finna watch. Like, look, he don't know about you. He don't know about you. Show that nigga.
Man, bro.
Yeah, like Drake, make them know.
Yeah, facts.
I should have played Make Them Know after that shit. Yeah, that was
yeah, that was amazing, bro.
That was something to fucking watch. Yeah. And then I got to turn around the next day and watch Cristiano Ronaldo play.
Yeah.
Now they tied.
Yeah, he didn't, play too well or I won't say he didn't play. He just didn't have many opportunities, you know what I'm saying? And his few opportunities, he just didn't capitalize. But that's kind of been a story for Cristiano Ronaldo, in the previous World Cups. I think it's been a while since he's even scored in a World Cup game.
Has he ever won a World Cup?
I don't know if Portugal's ever won. Maybe one. Argentina is the defending champs, which is another thing why I wanted you to watch Argentina and Messi, because they're the reigning champs. I don't know if Portugal got one, bro. I want to say maybe, but
no, he's never won a World Cup.
Okay.
Cristiano Ronaldo has never won. Has Messi?
Just last year.
Messi won?
That was the first one.
Okay.
Yeah, that was his first one last year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or not last year. The last
4 years ago.
The last World Cup. I'm sorry. But yeah, Portugal ended up tying with, what is it, Congo? I forget who they played.
Yeah, Congo Dominican Republic.
Yeah. And I watched that game. That shit got super exciting in the second half, bro, because it was 1-1 and everybody's trying to put the pressure, obviously take the lead and win. But I haven't watched any other games after that. I think England played, I forget who. They were up like 4-2. I think they finished with a score, but I'm just loving it, bro. Just loving the World Cup. I don't know when the USA plays again. I obviously need to try to catch them and see what they got going on. But I don't know if we've been better, like the men have been better more recently, but the women have always been
our women
have always been the better squad.
Absolutely.
So the men are trying to come around and finally get some, make a name for themselves. So we'll see what's going on.
Yes, I'm well aware that the US women's soccer space has always been
dominant.
That's the exact word. You took the words out of my mouth that I was going to use. The more dominant space. I could even remember when the U.S. women's soccer team was calling to be paid more because they were like, hey, yo, like we do more for y'all than the men's. We pack these crowds out more than the U.S. men's do, and we're not bringing in the ticket. Now, that one actually doesn't make any sense. I mean, I don't know how they progressed, but if you were to talk like the WNBA, NBA thing to me 5-10 years ago, like things would have made sense explaining that, but you can't explain that to me on that side. Like, we drive the revenue and y'all are paying us less.
And you see why they had to stand up and say something, because it don't make sense.
Yeah, like that's, I mean, I'm not saying that it makes sense with WNBA, NBA. I don't know the entire situation.
Right.
But yeah, with the women's soccer, if we're producing higher numbers, like our team's better, we sitting more asses in the seats than y'all, we're selling more merch than y'all. Nah, nigga, pay me. Pay me.
Yeah, let me see when USA plays before you get out of here. They play on Juneteenth at 2.
Ah, okay.
So, yeah, maybe try to catch that.
Oh, I'm gonna be watching every day now.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, at this point, I'm locked in.
Nice.
And like I said, I'm not doing anything at home. What the fuck else would I be doing besides watching?
Right. And it's like the Olympics, just like you said. And, you know how you watch when the Olympics are on. So yeah, it's the same type of feeling, bro.
Yeah, man. But I think that pretty much does it for us today.
All right.
Yeah, unless you have anything else for us.
Nope. I think we're good to go.
All right, man. Make sure you guys enter to win that vinyl copy of The Fall Off. Today is your last day. A winner will be picked tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
All right, but I think that pretty much does it for us. We're going to get out of here. We'll see you guys for 427 on Monday. I'm Roderick.
I'm Cari.
All right, let's get out of here.